It's not going to be that long. It's a pleasure for me to actually give my sister away instead of my dad. I wish he was here because it would have been just great for him. He wanted her to be happy because of what's happened beforehand. And if he'd have got his acting gear, and he should have, I'm afraid half of you wouldn't be here. Alright? Just my family and a few other boys. So I just want you to stand up and toast the bride and groom and wish them all the best in the future. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
To the bride and groom.
Right. Now it's over to you.
Thank you very much.
3 pages.
I did get a ream of paper to shock you. I've lost it somewhere. Unfortunately, this is in a very small font, so bear with me if I can't read it.
Okay.
Alright. But basically, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, really thank you all for sharing this day with us. There's been a lot of effort made by a lot of people to get this together. I mean, for me, you can't put a price on this. People pay 20 or 30 grand to do this, but you've made it possible on the budget that we have, which is not very big. So I thank you all. There are certain people in this room that have worked really hard. I don't like to point them out as individuals because I don't want to embarrass them, but they know who they are. And thank you very much. I'd also like to thank John for presiding over the event. Not bad for a gunner. I'd like to thank Phil for giving Christine away. Something he promised to do when he was 7 and wanted to do it ever since.
That long.
I'd like to thank John, best man I could wish for, even though he is a red. I'd like to thank the bridesmaids, Bo, and Scarlett, and Sky, really beautiful little girls, thank you very much. And I'd like to thank Ring Security, that's Will and Sammy, great job. We'll call you anytime. We'd like to thank those members of our family that have made significant journeys here today. We know that can be quite an effort and we thank you for it. We'd like to thank those closer to home for all their hard work. I have to thank Christine's family for accepting me into the McInnes, Donaldson, whatever it is clan. Yeah, it's not been the easiest thing to be separated from my own family, but the welcome I have received has been brilliant, so thank you. I also take this opportunity to formally welcome my wife, Christine Margaret Rayner. And we hope that our two families become as one. You blew me away a long time ago, and you carried on doing that ever since. Many of you know our story. Christine never tires of telling people the story, and I have to listen to it almost on a daily basis. Our paths have crossed several times over 51 years, but never quite got there. I often think how things might have been different in 1964, which was when I got my Dear John letter. Or in 1969 when I met Phil, and he never told me where Christine was.
Didn't ask.
You're right, bad judgment on my part. And we've often talked about what might have been if we carried on in 1964, and there would have been no Helen, and no Mike, no Kelly. So we don't regret any of that. It's part of who we are, a part of our history. And so we have no regrets, but we're really happy where we are now. So what I'd like to do now is ask you to raise a toast to the bridesmaids and the page boys. Bridesmaids and page boys. No, I'm just having a rest. Yes.
Good afternoon, everybody.
Hello.
My name is John Paul, or JP. For those of you, unfortunately, that haven't had the chance to meet yet, I am Rolly's son. Obviously, as you can guess from my attire today, I am what you class a plastic jock, as we would, from where I'm born, or an honorary Scot for the day, hopefully. Fortunately, I was asked, under a lot of pressure, if I would go the full hog with the kilt, and I'm fortunately not as brave as many people here today, and I didn't want to put a lot of people off with the fact of my knees all day today. I'm honoured to be here today to represent my dad as best man for him. It's a big privilege for me, as he, if you're not aware, obviously was best man at my wedding to Juliet 5 years ago, just over 5 years. I'd like to start by thanking everyone for being here today. As my dad said, a lot of you have travelled a long way, we've all come a long way, but all very much worth it to be able to share in this special day today. I'd like to welcome Christine and her family into our family and wish you good luck. No, we are a strange family.
Don't worry, we're highly dysfunctional ourselves.
We're all right, we're all on treatment.
But hopefully this is the start, you know, it's really glad to see my dad and that, you know, so it's a long journey, but it's a journey that we will definitely make again, without a doubt. I first met Christine a few years ago, when my dad and Christine stopped off on their way to Qatar, when me and Juliet used to live in Qatar. And they also stopped off on the way back. It was really clear to me and Juliet then how much my dad was in love with Christine. And it was really good to see him so happy, because he had been through some really tough times. So for me as a son that was quite a long way away, it was really good to see him so happy.
Honest.
We keep in touch quite often,
Yes.
thankfully, by the...
It's all right.
Right, I'll finish now. No, we keep in touch quite a lot via Skype, which is a great thing. And obviously it's been really clear to me and Juliet what a great life my dad has up in Thurso, how he's been welcomed, what a great community it is up here. And we've seen that, to be honest. We've only been here a day, and it's a lovely, special place, you know, and it's one that we will definitely come back to. I'm going to just take the chance now, because my dad and Christine have asked if I could just read out some cards from some of those that haven't been able to make it today, but clearly would have loved to have been. So I've got a card here from Best Wishes from Wayne, who's our brother, who wasn't able to make it today. I've got one here with love from Cheryl. Okay. I've got one here, all our love, Hannah, Sean, Olivia and Sophia, who are my brother's eldest daughter. Best wishes on your special day and your future together, with lots of love from Steph, Luke and Holly. That's my son and daughter, who did really want to come, but unfortunately we just couldn't get around to the logistics of it. Sorry.
That's all right.
With much love from Brian and Alice.
That's my brother.
Okay, and there's a lengthy thing in there.
There's a lengthy Christian thing in there. Matt wants to read it.
This is to Grandad and Christine on your wedding day. Sorry I cannot be there. Hope you have a fab day. Wishing you both a lifetime of love and happiness. All our love, Beth and Gavin. I've got one here. Congratulations to the both of you. Wishing you all the very best for the future. Chris.
That's Chris. Brilliant.
Oh, is it? Okay. And from Pat, Frank and family, warmest love to you both. With love from Ali Giboni.
Yeah, I'll give it.
Yeah. And last but not least, congratulations on your wedding day. Thank you for choosing us to be part of your special day. Best wishes, Buds and Blooms, who are obviously the florists that helped out today.
Hopefully we get a discount.
Okay, so it's normally at this point, as the best man, that I should start telling some embarrassing stories about my dad, like some of his strange character traits, like supporting Everton, which luckily did not pass down to the rest of his family, or the fact that he loves doing DIY, but invariably uses his head as the hammer for most things, and ends up with cuts and plasters all over his head.
I've noticed that, right enough.
Or the fact that he has such a great choice in cars, and reminds me of the time when we were very young and he was very proud to show off his brand new Lada. But we ran away as soon as we saw it as children. But unfortunately had to go in it a lot of times.
I don't remember that one. Was that
But
before me?
for me, my speech isn't about ridiculing my father in any way whatsoever. I want to just say how special a person he has been to me in my life, in our life. Okay, so Dad first came into our life when I was still very young. He took on the responsibility for myself and 3 other boys when we were very young. He was serving in the military then, and we all moved from Port Sunlight, because you can tell from my Scouse accent that's where I come from.
Yeah, right.
And then we went down to Hampshire, which I think is more of where my accent is now. Not long after this, little sis popped along, which was great to see, you know, and then we were a complete family from that point. Kelly's here today with Andy, her new partner, and her 3
Well,
two stunning daughters
At the
and
back
one
there.
cheeky little chap. Life was not easy for us from the start, very difficult. Dad obviously taking on such a commitment with such a big family straight away, but he sacrificed so much to give us as best a start in life as we could have wished for. He helped me in the early years with my schooling. I wasn't the cleverest person, but he helped me through school, helped me achieve the grades that I needed. I then followed in his footsteps. My dad was in the army, fixing helicopters. I followed my dad and went in the army, fixing helicopters. One of the best things I ever did, and I've had such a great career and life from it, so I thank my dad for that. Obviously, it was traumatic when I first joined the army, because we were living in Germany at the time. I was brought over in the car. I think they couldn't wait to get rid of me as quick as possible.
Were you 16? Yeah?
he was 16.
2 months, 16 and 2 months. And I was packed off, dropped off.
With your teddy bear.
And then there
I've
I
got
was.
video footage
Yeah.
of that.
So I was in the UK whilst they were still living happily in Germany. But it was a great time. I really looked at it and I never looked back. What a great life I had and what a good career it set me out with. Dad has been there to share my big life moments. And it's truly an honour for me today to be part of his special day with Christine. Dad, you're not just a role model, you're a roles model to me. That includes being a dad, a mentor, a friend, and once again, husband and loving companion. You multitask with a devotion that leaves us with nothing but admiration. It's now that I'd like to say thank you to the bridesmaids, well done, and to the page boys with the ring, and Father John for getting me to catch the ring so well. So, Dad, could I please all have you upstanding as we make a toast to the bride and groom.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Well done.
Well done, John. No way, there's that much drink to drink. I'm not going until that cupboard, that fridge is empty.
Go, 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 go.
I think we just drink now.
Yeah, so what's that Ted said? Ted said let there be music and there was.
Yeah.
Go for it.